Tensions in Jos as battle for assembly seats continue between APC and PDP members. Ghana Bank suspends forex licenses of GT Bank, First Bank over violations. With pressures mounting on allegations of terrorism financing, money laundering, Binance suspends Naira service on platform. On the foreign scene, 2 dead as planes collide in Nairobi Park. Hello and welcome to the Trust TV News Update at this hour. I'm Aisha Salihu. And on the news in detail, we'll begin with the security update. In response to potential security threats, the Plateau State Police Command has taken measures to enhance security around the State House of Assembly complex in Jos. Cordoning off the road leading to complex, the police aim to prevent any potential breakdown of law and order in the state. Alabo Alfred, the spokesperson for the police command, confirmed the heightened security presence, indicating its purpose of maintaining public order. When questioned about the specific reasons for the security measures, Alfred suggested awaiting an upcoming press statement for further details. At the Assembly Complex gate, along John Samsey Road, supporters of both the sacked 16 People's Democratic Party lawmakers and the All Progressives Congress lawmakers yet to be sworn in gathered. Among them, tensions rose amid rumors that the yet to be sworn in APC members were planning to impeach the Speaker, prompting heightened security measures. And earlier we had via phone from Plateau State, Daily Trust reporter Ado Musa to give us an update.
Just like what you have just said, following an allege by the PDP supporters who claimed that there was an attempt by the APC, that is the 7 APC lawmakers, to converge at the assembly today and probably to swear in the 16 APC and LP members who were declared winner by the appeal court. The PDP supporters since yesterday, that is according to a source, that they have also converged at the assembly to ensure that these 7 lawmakers who are of the All Progressive Congress are not allowed to go into the House to either swear in the new APC lawmakers or to even impeach the Speaker, that is Gabriel Yuan. So this is how the whole thing started. The APC were very angry, that is the APC lawmakers, and that was why, according to some sources, that they have taken that decision, that is to go into the House even without the Speaker, that is to resume, and then probably to swear in the new APC lawmakers. Right. But because of what has happened this morning, none of the 16 lawmakers or the 7 APC lawmakers was present at the assembly. So this is how the whole thing started. But the security personnel, especially the police, have already taken over the assembly. That is to control the situation.
Yeah. Where are we with the inauguration of the APC lawmakers that were the victors in the appeal court case that led to the sack of the 16 PDP lawmakers? What is the Speaker saying about the swearing into office?
On the 24th of January, if you could recall, when the House resumed, the Speaker came out to address journalists and said that the reason why he would not swear in the 16 APC and LP lawmakers was because he was in the receipt of court process. That was according to him. And that was why he will not be able to swear them until the termination of the court case filed by the 16 PDP lawmakers. So that was the reason he gave them. And since then, there hasn't been any sitting by the assembly. Right. So that was why the APC probably, according to a source, felt that this person has been maybe playing the card of the governor. So for that reason, they have to just take that decision. But if not because of what has happened this morning, that is according to a source, probably they would have found themselves into the House and then possibly to swear in the 16 lawmakers. And if you could recall again, even last week, that is last week Tuesday, the same appeal court also dismissed a motion filed by the 16 PDP lawmakers when they attempted, or when they now asked the court to review the judgment against them, that is sometimes in November 2023.
Right.
And if you could call, they also slammed about 128 million naira against them for seeking the review of the judgment.
Right. Okay, and finally, let's talk about the state government and its role in trying to lower this political temperature in Plateau State. How would you describe the involvement of the state government in this unrest?
You know, there has been a kind of allegation, even though the state government is yet to say anything about the whole thing, but the EPC in particular has been accusing the state government and the speaker as well of playing a kind of or acting the cut of the governor. That is the decision not to swear in the sitting APC and LP lawmakers, the closing of the house, and other decisions taken by the speaker. They are alleging that it is the governor that now giving this directive, that is to the speaker not to allow the APC or the new APC to go into the house. Probably because the moment they get into the house, the speaker may be impeached, because if you look at the number of the lawmakers at the moment, if these 15 APC lawmakers and LP are allowed to go in, the APC will have 23 lawmakers, while the YPP will have 1. That is to make it 24. So there is this fear that the moment they go into the house, there is likelihood that they will impeach the speaker, and again, they may make the government uncomfortable for the governor. So that has been the fear, according to some sources from the APC.
Adel Musadia with an insight in-depth on the security situation in Jos. Now, away from that, plenary proceedings in the Nigerian Senate were briefly disrupted on Tuesday due to a power outage, forcing senators to temporarily abandon proceedings. The outage, described as a technical glitch by Senate President Godswill Akpabio, was resolved after a few minutes, allowing the resumption of the session. The incident highlights the ongoing challenges faced by the Abuja Electricity Distribution Company and the broader issue of power outages in the Federal Capital Territory. Nigeria's persistent struggle with erratic power supply continues to impact various sectors of the economy, exacerbating the nation's development efforts. The power situation has been further compounded by the removal of fuel subsidy, leading to significant increases in the prices of premium motor spirits and automotive gas oil. The Bank of Ghana has taken decisive action by suspending the foreign exchange trading licenses of 2 Nigerian-owned banks, Guarantee Trust Bank Ghana Limited and FBN Bank Ghana Limited, effective March 18, 2024. The suspension will last for 1 month, according to a statement released by the Ghanaian Apex Bank on Monday. This suspension comes in response to various breaches of foreign exchange market regulations, including incidents of fraudulent documentation within their foreign exchange operations. The Bank of Ghana's decision to suspend the licenses aligns with Section 11, Subsection 2 of the Foreign Exchange Act 2006, Act 723, demonstrating its commitment to maintaining integrity and compliance within the financial sector. Cryptocurrency trading platform Binance has announced the discontinuation of its services in Nigeria, urging Nigerian users to withdraw all their Naira assets from the exchange. The decision comes amid a crackdown by Nigerian authorities on Binance executives aimed at addressing instability in the forex market. Binance advised users to withdraw their NGN assets or convert them into cryptocurrency before the discontinuation of NGN services, with any remaining NGN balances automatically converted to USDT based on the conversion rate starting from March 8, 2024. The Nigerian government has blamed Binance for exacerbating issues in the country's FX market, prompting the House of Representatives to threaten to issue a warrant of arrest against Binance's CEO Changpeng Zhao for failing to appear before its committee. Binance executives had not attended the committee meeting due to the arrest of 2 employees upon their arrival in Nigeria by the Office of the National Security Advisor the previous week. The ongoing dispute with the Nigerian government over Binance's operations in the country includes allegations of currency manipulation and the detention of some Binance executives by Nigerian authorities. This development reflects the growing tension between cryptocurrency platforms and regulatory authorities in various jurisdictions. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has indicted banks of being linked to about 70% of the financial crimes in Nigeria. EFCC's chairman, Ola Olukoyede, disclosed this while speaking in Abuja at the 2023 annual retreat and general meeting of the Association of Chief Audit Executives of Banks in Nigeria. He pointed out that the banking sector was increasingly becoming a cesspool of fraudulent activities, and this had been raising considerable challenges and concerns to the Commission. Olukoyede, who was represented by the Director, Internal Audit EFCC, Idowu Akmejoye, said there was a need for concerted effort by relevant authorities and professionals, especially audit executives, to prevent and tackle issues of fraudulent practices in the sector. Olukoyede stated that in order to curb the anomalies, the association should ensure proper reconciliation of accounts every month in accordance with accounting requirements. He charged the association to monitor the financial activities of banks, comparing actual and budgeted revenue with expenses, carry out periodical review checks, among others. The Enugu State Internal Revenue Service has sealed the Enugu outlets of ShopRite, Spar, and other supermarkets over alleged failure to remit purchase tax in their malls to the government after being served several warning notices. According to the ESIRS, officials who embarked on the enforcement drive on Tuesday morning, other malls including Roban, Mama Onyinye Restaurant, among others, have also been warned. The ESIRS head Department of Eateries, Bars, Hotels and Shopping Malls, Ngwonu Perpetual, said the agency visited the sealed malls on several occasions to request for evidence of payment of the purchase tax, but they failed to remit. She said the purchase tax on the goods that the buyers pay whenever they patronize their outlets was the only thing they were enforcing. Nwonu stressed that the malls would remain closed until the issues at hand were resolved. And now to the southwestern part of the country. The Ibadan Zonal Command of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has convicted and sentenced 7 internet fraudsters to various jail terms. The head media and publicity of the commission, Dele Oyewale, in a statement gave the names of the convicts as Adio Peter Olakule, Adebanjo Oluwafemi Samuel, Ezekiel Papi Kolawole, Lukman Olakule Alabi, Sakiru Olamilekon Usman, Godwin Moses Abaka, and Amosu Oladele Beno. They were arraigned on a 1-count separate charge, each before Justices M.O. Ishola, O.A. Lajide of the Oyo State High Court, sitting in Ibadan, and S.O. Adeniyi of the Ogun State High Court, Abeokuta. The defendants pleaded guilty to the charges preferred against them by the EFCC. Consequently, the facts of the cases were reviewed and several incriminating documents were tendered before the courts by the prosecution counsels, urging the courts to convict and sentence the defendants accordingly. After listening to the prayers of counsels, Justice Lajide convicted and sentenced Benono, Abaka, Usman, and Kolawole to 6 months of community service each, while Alabi was sentenced to 2 months of community service. Also, Justice Ishola convicted and sentenced Samuel, to 6 months of community service, while Justice Adeniyi sentenced Olakunle to 4 months of community service. An unidentified woman and mother of 3 little children has reportedly committed suicide in Enugu. Reports say the woman allegedly ran into a moving vehicle and died instantly, following her husband's departure and the financial burden of catering to their 3 children. It was learned that the woman, whose identity was not known and suspected to be suffering from depression, dropped her 3 young children at the police station, pulled her clothes and ran naked into a moving vehicle which crushed her to death. The elders of the children, when asked about their father, said their father got lost. Meanwhile, the wife of Enugu State Governor Nkechinyere Mba has announced a scholarship for the 3 siblings who are all under 7 years. The governor's wife announced the scholarship when she paid an unscheduled visit to Ogoye Police Station, Enugu, where the children were kept in police custody. Mrs. Mba, who was taught by the pathetic story surrounding the death of the mother of the children, said she would take care of the children and train them from nursery school to university level. You're watching the news update on Trust TV. Still to come. As temperatures continue to rise across most parts of Nigeria, health experts are cautioning citizens to take precautions to prevent ailments. We'll bring you insights and details of that story and more after the break. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us. But if you're just joining us, this is the news update on Trust TV. And let's take a look at a recap of some of our top stories. We told you that tensions in Jos as battle for assembly seats continue between APC and PDP members. Plus, Ghana Bank suspends forex licenses of GT Bank, First Bank for violations. And now moving on to more stories. The Commandant General of the Kano State Hisbah Board, Sheikh Ibrahim Daurawa, has reconciled with Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf and is set to resume his position. Despite publicly announcing his resignation via social media, Daurawa had not formally submitted a written resignation to the appropriate authority. However, on Monday night, Daurawa met with the governor, accompanied by respected personalities. Following the meeting, it was agreed that Daurawa would return to his position with his resumption scheduled for Tuesday, according to government sources. The Kano State government had actively sought to bring Daurawa back to his role, deploying a delegation of influential Islamic clerics and sending prominent figures such as the Speaker of the Kano State House of Assembly, Jibril Falgore, and the Chief Imam of the National Mosque, Buja, Sheikh Ibrahim Makari, to persuade him. Governor Yusuf had previously criticized the approach of the board's Operation Kau Da Badala aimed at combating immorality in the state. As temperatures continue to rise across most parts of Nigeria, health experts are cautioning citizens to take precautions to prevent ailments. Trust TV's Jimmy Azande spoke to a health expert and residents of Makurdi who echoed concerns about the unusually intense heat wave this year.
As early March sets in, locals report feeling the heat wave's impact, bringing discomfort to their families. The situation is exacerbated by the near absence of electricity supply from the Jos Electricity Distribution Company.
We normally sleep outside, we stay outside till maybe early hours of the following day that we bash into our rooms because of the heat. And you can see what is happening around us in Makurdi here. Mosquitoes are everywhere. And because of this unusual heat we witness in the state, I can tell you 1 or 2 of my children have been in the hospital.
This thing is killing. It can hasten one to his death. It can make one to die earlier than he would have died if this had not taken place. What I experienced is what I know. If you are suffering from you have some health challenges, it will push you to your death immediately. This is very unfair.
Though residents recognize the impact of climate change on their surroundings, they lament the decline in the tradition of planting trees around residential areas. This loss has worsened the heat wave in Makurdi and its surroundings.
The issue of River Benue, as we're in the terrain that we are here, the issue of River Benue is causing us this serious heat because of the coastal area. Because when a river passes by, like the River Benue, it generates a lot of heat. Then those trees that we plant, the mango trees and other trees that we plant around, they help us. But as the occupation of the people, the inhabitants, the people who increase number, here the overcrowdedness also contributes for the heat here in the metropolis.
Sunday Abul, a health expert, highlights some tips that can help minimize the effect of rising temperatures.
Usually come along with some health challenges, such as meningitis and some other ones like chickenpox and measles. And the only way to do away with or to prevent such disease attack is by rehydrating yourself all the time and preventing yourself from being directly under the sun rays for a long period of time.
To cope with the intense heat wave, many residents gather under trees to seek shade during the day. At night, some opt to sleep outdoors for better ventilation and relief from the oppressive heat. Jimmy Azandi, Trust TV News, Makurdi.
The Borno state government has reiterated its commitment to enhancing agricultural production in resettled communities across the state. This commitment was emphasized by the Commissioner of Agriculture, who represented Governor Zulum at the Victim Support Fund flag-off ceremony for the distribution of farming inputs to farmers in Gamboru, Ungala, and Isgay local government areas. The Commissioner highlighted that the state's 25-year strategic development plan and 10-year transformative framework are geared towards fostering the resilience of Borno people in agriculture, especially with the return of peace to the affected communities. He assured farmers of ongoing support from the government, emphasizing their importance in driving agricultural growth. During the distribution event, over 3,000 dry season farmers were provided with essential farming inputs such as fertilizers, insecticides, pesticides, and improved seeds, aiming to bolster agricultural productivity and livelihoods in the resettled communities.
Experience in the last rainy season, whereby there are change in rainfall patterns, whereby it causes wilting in crops and thereby having a low yield harvest. So we hope and pray this intervention will definitely be a success. From Gamborungala, we have also proposed Wulgo and Dambore, whereby funds are already released. Any moment we are going to mobilize to site. We are having in Domane, Dikwa, Mafa, and we are having drip irrigation system installation ongoing in Magumeri.
In Gala, what makes it also wonderful is it's a commercial hub. And you can see the commercial nerve of the community has also started coming back. So one is extremely delighted. Now, in Nigeria, we cannot depend on only rain-fed farming. Dry season farming has also become very necessary. And we have also targeted dry season farming. And the way we do it in the Victim Support Fund is we don't just give farm inputs and go. For example, we've been working on this project since 2023. And what we have done is we have trained extension workers, even before today, that are working with the farmers to help them, teach them new methods of farming and to help them to grow their crops.
Now to stories emanating from the international scene, and now to a sad development. 2 planes collided at Nairobi National Park on Tuesday morning, resulting in at least 2 fatalities, while 44 others managed to escape unharmed. The incident involved a Dash 8 aircraft owned by Safari Link, which was bound for Diani with 44 passengers and crew, and a Cessna plane engaged in a training session carrying 2 individuals. While the Cessna crashed in a park, the Dash 8 safely returned and landed back at Wilson Airport. Both planes had departed from Wilson Airport prior to the collision, according to officials who confirmed the casualties. Safari Link Aviation, the operator of the Dash 8 aircraft, confirmed the incident and assured that none of their passengers were injured. They reported that shortly after takeoff, their flight experienced a loud noise, prompting the crew to return to Nairobi Wilson Airport for further assessment. The aircraft landed safely without any casualties reported. Safari Link Aviation also stated that relevant authorities have been notified and they are cooperating in the investigation into the incident. And with that, we've come to the end of the news update at this hour. But do not forget, you can always follow us across all of our social media platforms and also join our YouTube live stream for more news, programs and documentaries. I'm Aisha Salihu. Thank you so much for your time. Join us again.